So we've finally released our featherweights from lockdown in their lab, and we're taking them up north.
We were feeling, I think, pretty nervous about it.
Yeah, I've never done a featherweight full combat event, so I was bricking it. Proper bricking it. And the camping.
So yes,
the camping was good.
We camped the night before, and we thought the robots were all fine. However, when we got to the campsite and tested the robots, 2 out of 3 were dead. I captured this picture because I thought it was magical. Gareth, with all the gear out, in a field, camped with Felix and Milo, and they brought their robots along too, and we did a bit of a workshop in the field session. Anyway, long story short, eventually on the day, we were good to go.
Doing at the same time, just put arm up one at a time. You've got to be an RGB order. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Enough for a name order actually.
Thank you, Craig. Good work.
Hello.
Thanks.
Oh, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Joe Brown YouTube channel.
Very nice.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I'd like to say this fight is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
We had a lucky first draw, right, against our good pal.
Our friend Felix with his newly full pressured flipper impact. Which is great because we're a third of the weight of everyone else, so we thought there's a potential to go flying here. So going for the box rush. Get him! Managed to get around him from multiple angles. Yes, let's go! Some good pushing Gareth. So Gareth's driving blue, Craig's on green, and I'm on red. Felix tries for a flip.
I think we were all very much like feeling our way out, weren't we?
Yeah, we've not driven a cluster box before, and learning how to coordinate, I guess. But it's looking alright at this point. We've got 2 on the shove and 1 on the button.
But this is where we first encountered our forks.
Ah yes, there's sort of a bit of a barb on the forks, and they seem to get under quite well. Gareth dipped into the pit, but it doesn't count because it's not quite down yet. Felix actually got a flip on Craig there as well, which is quite cool.
I try and dart around the arena just to slam into the walls, just to see if I can get it back over, which we haven't really tried before this.
Yeah, we kind of hoped that you'd be able to like ram it into a wall really fast, and that would somehow turn it over, but it didn't quite work out that way.
We wasted too much time trying to get green back over instead of focusing on Felix.
Poor Felix is definitely having some issues with his flipper here. It's not quite firing like he would hope to. I think he said he had some leaks or something with it at this point. Anyway, we got called to stop to separate because we'd been holding on too long.
Craig just twitching.
Dave almost self-righted you then, mate.
Oh.
You can see Dave's very terrified about robots.
As is the seagulls, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so we're back in. Flipper's still going, which is good. Got another fork under him again. Here we go again with the forks. Gareth teasing the pit again there. Very nice.
Yeah, that's what I do.
One of you popped his link, right?
Yeah. I think it was attached to a panel, and the panel came loose or something. Apparently, it's early days, and we're all feeling out our robots as it's been so long since we've roboted.
We all appreciated the chance just to give them a run and actually see how everything controls.
Our next site was a certain Alistair Sutherland.
Suv with his vertical spinner blunt force trauma. So I decided to attach the sword for this. You guys have donned the hats at this point.
It's a good look.
I fucking hate you.
Marshall, how many do I need to take out?
All 3, mate.
Yeah, you have to take them all out.
I hate you all.
But we knew that Suv was going into this after a pretty brutal beating from telekinesis.
Yeah, he'd had a rough time fixing, so he had to delay the fight to get the spinner going again, but unfortunately the belt's already popped off.
And again, the barbed effect of those forks, just going straight under the wedge and just staying there.
Yeah, so I get hooked in his wheel guards now, I think. And we've got one of us in each wheel guard and Joe's stuck in the middle.
Yeah, I forgot to do my clutch up properly for this fight, so I only had sort of 1.5 drive or something. But you two were doing a good job at this point. I think we were starting to get the control stuff down. We definitely were seeing more pushing power. We checked out the wheels and we found the right to the shore that seemed to be working well for us. And you just planted him in the pit there.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with the hooks, is that you can't escape. So I was also duped to pit.
Pile up in the end.
And Joe just joined me out of, camaraderie, I think.
Feel free to stand online.
Starting to get used to how to work as a team, I think.
Things feel like they're going too well.
We'll wait to find out our third draw, and it's the runner-up to the last year's championship.
I think we were all fairly nervous going into this one, right?
It's like our whole thing is kind of drivability, and Shane is... If anyone can get around drivability, it's Shane.
Keep him.
But instantly under with the forks for Gareth. And then I'm round the other side as well. But then, yeah, you've properly got him there. And then you get off.
I've got him.
Craig gives you a nudge.
A little tap.
I'm now stuck on him.
So there's a lip under pushability, which means that those barbs on the forks just get stuck underneath. It's pretty brutal.
And we're stuck with that pinning issue again. So we're stopped and told to separate. So we feel kind of bad because Shane's barely got to a drive yet at this point. He looks pretty sad over in the corner there. We feel kind of guilty, but we're also kind of hyped about how well the bots are being in terms of effectiveness at this point. We resume, my belt goes flying.
We're allowed to open the pit.
Craig's immediately on the pit button.
We were changing all our wheel setups constantly throughout this, so we had like loads of different tyres that we were going to try, all like different types of polyurethane.
Just that slightly softer tyre really benefiting us.
We're driving now, boys. We're bloody driving. We got Shane.
That was unexpected.
No, we were not.
We were not expecting that.
Yeah, we drew the one that I think the majority of us were most scared of. It can just roll over you, and our lipos are just under a 5mm HTPE shell.
Also completely wrote off my feather last year as well. But it was a great start, round and around in here, as he sort of tried to flip over and hit us from over top, which is a really cool technique.
Nice.
And he also started facing the water. We couldn't get straight in and stop the disc, which was really wise.
Yeah.
Keep playing like this.
We're playing it super careful. We're trying to play our timeout until we can get that 30-second pit button.
Oh, nice. Okay,
And there he's got Gareth in a corner.
And then you wheelie, right, Gareth?
Yeah, like it was doing fine with him chewing on the wedge until I wheeled into him. That's when it went wrong.
So Gareth's out. He hits a big hit on me. It seems to be when he slams us into the walls he gets that catch, doesn't he?
Come on, Craig. Come on.
Yeah.
Throws us. Takes out the pit tyre beautifully there.
Stay in there, Craig.
You had him stopped for a second as well.
Yeah, I was trying to capitalise, but
Yeah.
not quite.
So I'm down to one-wheel drive, and Craig's anyone with two-wheel drive. You're having issues as well, aren't you, Craig?
Come on.
Yeah, I was having issues with something going on. I had to recalibrate. I think you see me do it in a second. I just stopped. There we go.
Come on.
There we go. We're so close to the pit at this point. There's some real hope here. But he kind of frantically gets out. and he does something to me there, and I'm done. I think he actually cuts my link in half, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and then my power cuts as well.
And we tap. That was it. He is ooted and knocked down all three of us, which was pretty crazy. But we felt pretty good about it, I think. I think that was a pretty damn good fight for us.
They came out of it pretty well considering what we were expecting, right?
Yeah.
So good. Thank you for no lipo players.
It was a good fight, like. Which one got catapulted?
That one. Was it that? Yeah.
When I got you pinned, I thought.
Like, structurally, they were actually pretty alright. Like,
Green just needed a resoldered wire.
yeah, blue just needed a bit of reheating on the circuit board.
It was red that needed the love.
Put a new controller in red.
Let's not downplay this, Gareth. You spent an hour building a new speed controller for red. That was insane. Full credit to Robodojo for managing to get 5 rounds in, but the turnarounds were brutal at times. And that final fight was against Conker after Forge Master had pulled out.
So me and Gareth have seen Conker before, and it hasn't been always the most reliable bot, but he'd obviously been working on it a lot during lockdown. Apparently they've been keeping the Beetle Arena up to do spin-up tests during lockdown, so we didn't know this until after the fight. So here we go, in against Conker.
Trying for the box rush, but it's just so fast.
And yeah, we're so kind of getting under the sides, but it doesn't seem to matter because he kind of just switches out and slams you into the ceiling, Craig.
Yeah, I lose a side drive and cut out.
Yeah, so you're dead now, aren't you, Craig? I've been thrown out there, and then
And then
cooling seats. Presumably it's a lipo, we're guessing. We don't know how it's happened, but the robot's been ooted and set on fire, so frantically boxed.
Dave doing amazingly, getting that thing out as quick as he could.
That goes outside. Craig gets removed because his bot's dead. Gareth says he's up for some more, so in he goes. I think we're all surprised to be able to keep going, but that's a 3 lives bonus. Here he goes. Trying to get around the side. Oh, off the wall and back in.
He's hit the pit button.
He's hit the pit button, the pit's going down, he's bounced back out and in. And so does Conker.
Conker does the same.
Conker's so close to the pit, and he glances you and you roll over into the pit. That was it. It was like both that and the Jack fight. We had moments where we were like close to pitting. Anyway, so the fight's over. We come in, evaluate how Red's doing.
Red was hotboxing.
Red had a long day and needed to chill out a bit. Yeah.
Very sad robot.
And yeah, just pop the lid off and have a little look inside. And somehow the lipo got punctured. I guess I've still not worked out how yet. I think maybe a screw that's a bit too long in there.
Sorry, I don't know what you're
Thank you. Now it was worth it. That's what the inside looked like, which was suitably crispy.
Smonky.
Lovely. And yeah, so after that we came 4th, which was super great for our first event in a very spinner heavy tournament.
Very happy with how they did. Like, it was the very first event for these boys, so we were expecting a lot of teething issues. But I think the actual bots themselves worked pretty well. We've got plenty of refinement we can do.
Yeah, considering the beating we took in those last 2 fights, structurally for the most part, they still look okay.
I think we weren't quite getting the aggressive speed we wanted to, so we're going to look at ways that we can be a bit more like gear down for what's in the arena.
We need to sort out how we're going to actually self-write them as well, instead of just running around like a headless chicken. It was lovely to see everyone again.
Yeah, we missed you. GG.
GG.
We look forward to the next.
Yes, bring on the next one.
Boys?
Oh god.
We're filming this one day after coming back from this event.
I'm still recovering.
We're all still a bit shell-shocked.
We're knackered.
I did.
Bye.